This is the iPad Air 2 at 9.7 inches. If you want something bigger, you've got the 12.9 inch model, something around this size. But Apple is thinking about an even larger iPad, something around this size. And it's so obvious, Apple. Of course, this doesn't make sense. The iPad and the Mac have a really weird thing going on for years. Apple really wants iPad to be the future of computers, but this has been met with resistance from Apple users. A lot of people, when they're choosing a computer for their work, would still prefer the Mac with macOS rather than the iPad with iPadOS. And now, it is rumored that Apple wants to make an even larger iPad at 14 or 16 inches, which comes down to the question, what are they thinking? Hey, this is Clem from Future Reference. All these years, Apple has been bringing Mac features to the iPad, and they have been trying a lot of things. The first iPad Pro added support for Apple Pencil and the keyboard cover, and the latest addition is the Magic Keyboard with a trackpad in 2020. All these hardware components, well, at least in Apple's mind, should enhance the experience and bring iPads to the level of an actual computer. But that was just a naive thought, at least from what we saw for the past few years. Adding traditional peripherals to the iPad does not make it a full computer. The general consensus is that the keyboard and the trackpad are not useful if the software, which is iPadOS, does not take advantage of them. And I think with the announcement of iPadOS 15, Apple has just confirmed us with one thing. Despite them trying their very hardest, iPadOS is just not going to be comparable to macOS in a lot of ways. iPadOS wants to differentiate itself with a fancy circular cursor instead of an arrow, but let's not be distracted. You will still be working with an interface that is designed to be touch first. For direct comparison, just look at Apple Pencil. Apple Pencil is the one accessory that creative professionals really value for illustration, and it even works for lightweight professionals who just want to sign a document on the fly. But the Magic Keyboard with the trackpad, is not receiving the same sort of love. And with Apple recurrently trying to bring hardware features from the Mac to the iPad, why can't they think about going the other way, bringing some of iPad's features to the Mac? Now, if you give this some thought, this really makes much more sense than what Apple has been trying to do for years. The iPad is really a category of its own. I mean, it made the tablet market take flight, and with Android tablets not really making a dent and also Microsoft opting for a computer-tablet hybrid, the iPad really dominates the category, and it has developed some really useful features along the way. And other than the huge touchscreen that a lot of Mac users have been dreaming of having on their Macs, something that is a great example would be the support for mobile data. From the very first generation, the iPad already has support for mobile data. Of course, it is at an extra cost, but that should be something that is essential to the future of computers. If Apple truly wants the Mac to be a portable device for people to do real work on the go, adding support for mobile data should be a no-brainer. Users shouldn't have to hunt for Wi-Fi signals every time they arrive somewhere. As I'm typing away on my MacBook at a coffee shop, I shouldn't have to deal with captive Wi-Fi networks every single time. I also should not have to worry about whether turning on the mobile hotspot on my iPhone will make it run out of juice in just a few hours. A MacBook with 5G would be something that makes sense. Every time I unlock my Mac, it would already be connected to the internet. I wouldn't have to fiddle with internet connections anymore. And it makes so much more sense right now as well, considering how Apple is transitioning away from Intel processors. But with Apple Silicon, the battery lives of the current MacBook Air and MacBook Pro goes up to 18 and 20 hours respectively. So adding 5G to the MacBook, that's going to keep me productive for a long time. In the future, Apple should just try to flip the formula. Instead of shoving a plethora of features into the iPad, just pay more attention to the Mac, the computer that millions of people around the world are loyal to. Steve Jobs said that the iPad is supposed to be a device between the iPhone and the Mac, and if the iPad is not a traditional computer, that's okay. If it's destined to be a companion to the Mac, that's alright, as long as it's not trying to be something that is not. At the same time, bringing long-standing iPad features that we enjoy to the Mac makes perfect sense. 5G is just one of the many things that Apple can bring to the Mac. One day, we might see a Mac with a more advanced camera for Face ID, and with the expertise from iPadOS, we might just see Apple fixing the mess that is the touch bar. These are experiences that Apple can learn from and transfer to the Mac, and that would be the complete computer experience that I have been looking for. I really need a 5G MacBook Pro. It's just one of those things I've been dreaming of for years now. Do you have any iPad features that you wish to be on a Mac? Just leave a comment down below and tell me what you think. For now, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more of my tips, tricks and reviews in the future. This has been Clem. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you again real soon on Future Reference.